Hey guys, welcome to your morning mobility here. Got a lot of good stuff for you, so let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna start, excuse me, my timer. So starting on all fours, we'll begin in a half lunge position, and we're doing a version of cat-cow, except we've got one leg forward. So you'll arch your back, and then reach your chest through, look up, and continue doing that movement, really trying to accentuate your chest, pushing through, and then spreading your shoulder blades on your back. Switch sides, other foot forward. And both of your hands are inside that front foot. Look up, and push your hands into the ground, spread your shoulder blades. Keep breathing. A few more. Okay, we'll move on to a cat, to an upward dog kind of wave thing here. So we'll start in our cat. So you'll arch your back up, push your hips through, and then bring it all the way back. Few different ways you can do this. You can stick with your knees on the ground like I'm doing. You can also come into this kind of rocket dog, I think it's called, position, and push your hips forward and keep your knees lifted. Squeeze your butt at the top here. And we're really just honing in on our back extension here. So getting the spine moving in whatever way feels comfortable. Should feel really good. This is all just a warm-up at this point. Nice. From there, come back to all fours. And we'll just do some shoulder rotations here. So we're doing a circle essentially, but I want you to think about bringing your shoulder blades together. So squeezing together on your back, pushing them apart, bringing them back, and bringing them forward. And we're just gonna roll through those. And you're really trying to accentuate each different movement here. So you can make it more of a continuous roll, or you can kind of segment each movement here. Let's switch directions. It's kind of a mind fuck, but give it your best. A few more seconds here. Keep pushing through your hands and rest. Staying on all fours, you'll reach your right arm straight forward. Keep your arm straight and follow with your eyes as you come around and back. So your hand can just tap the front of your mat here, reach forward, all the way back, and visualize someone pulling your arm forward. We'll switch sides. Pulling your arm forward as you go through this movement. So really trying to get the full range of motion, but also not forcing anything. I know that can be hard sometimes, but just try and keep your body loose. Keep breathing into the tight spots. And done with those. Roll your wrists out real quick. And we'll come into a downward facing dog. Walk it out for a second here. Shift your hips forward, knees hover about an inch or less off your mat. We're going into shoulder taps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Push back, walk it out. Back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. We're going to keep rolling through those for another 20 seconds. And as you're doing your shoulder taps, think about keeping your hips as stable as possible. So we're not rocking too much side to side. And forward. And rest. Roll those wrists out one more time. We'll come onto our backs. So one foot is pushing up into the air and we're just switching here. So I want you to think about your low back pressing into the ground. And then you're really pushing that foot through the ceiling. You should feel a nice juicy stretch on the back of your leg. But we're keeping this dynamic, so holding about 3 to 5 seconds on each side. That planted foot can even drive into the ground a little bit. We're not lifting our hips up, but just as a base, some pressure on your lower foot. Keep going here for 3 more seconds. And we're gonna flip over onto our stomachs and go into some prone swimmers. So arms extend into a T, reach them apart, and they'll rotate around your body kind of this way, back out. So one arm to the back of your head, one to your lower back. Keep your butt squeezed as you go through these. And right here, think about pinching your shoulder blades together so you keep your elbows high off the mat. This can be a pretty interesting one if you've got tight or crunchy shoulders. You might hear some popping, that's normal. But really focusing on our rotation here. A few more seconds. Okay. Back to all fours, right foot comes forward, hands inside your leg. And we're just holding here. So this is an active Spiderman lunge. And I want you to focus on pushing your right knee as far as you can forward and driving through your back left heel to create major space between your legs. And while you're here, let's come back to the concept of the first movement we did. So with our cat-cows, think about lifting your chest here. So this isn't a position to droop forward. Keep your chest open, keep it lifted. You'll feel a greater stretch along that extended hip. And just breathe. Enjoy this. We've got 5 more seconds on this side. And switch. Other leg forward. One side might feel way tighter. And with the leg that's extended back behind you, think about squeezing that glute. That will increase the stretch. Keeping your chest open. Pushing that front heel into the ground. And your back heel is extending away from you. So even though we're not moving here, it doesn't really seem like a major exercise. You're still working a lot of muscles at the same time. It's a really good isometric hold for about 10 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Let's roll your wrists out one more time here. From there, come into a downward facing dog again. So we've got a single leg extension here. Single leg comes up. We're coming into that Spiderman again. This time, reach your right arm through and up. And then back to plank, back to downward dog, switch sides. So we're adding the dynamic element of it now. Keeping that plank tight. It's nice and controlled here. go our last side. Reach and reach open. From here, we're going into a tall shin box position, so not quite 90-90. It's very sunny today. So sitting up nice and tall, legs are in this cross position together. We're going to extend up, push your hips forward, sit back down, transition into your crab reach, and rotate through. So alternating sides. You can skip this reach if you want, but it feels really good. I would not leave that out. So basically your opposite hand plants, push through your heels to lift, butt back down, squeeze your butt at the top here, control your lower on the way down. Keep rolling through those. Got one more minute of these. Just keep breathing. Feel into your body. It's usually pretty easy to tell what feels good or not. And you can slow down any part of this you want and really focus on it. So you can do multiple glute extensions here. You can hold your reach, play around with that shoulder mobility, or just stay longer in your shin box position. The world is your oyster right now. Okay, coming up on our next exercise. Okay, up to standing. We've got a single leg airplane hold. So let's start with our left leg. Arms come out. And we're holding for about 5 seconds here. Driving that left heel into the ground, keeping your core tight. And coming up. So it's not one continuous hold, but we're mixing it up a little bit. Still really focusing on the stability aspect for your foot and ankle here. Excellent exercise for runners or really any athlete. And if the balance aspect is a little bit too much, you can kind of slide this back foot as you come back and just hold here, or practice lifting it. Come up and switch sides, shake those out. Drive through heel to come up, keep your core tight. And we're really going for the length of your back leg behind you. So pushing straight out in a line instead of height. I don't really care how high your leg gets behind you, but what matters is the stability of this balancing foot. 20 more seconds. I know, longest 20 seconds of your life. Keep your shoulders squeezed together on your back. Push that leg behind you, reach through your heel. 2, 1. Okay, Saved by the Bell. Reverse lunge with reach back. So stepping your right foot back, grabbing that same side arm, reaching to the side, alternating sides here. We're not yanking our arms over our head. It's just a gentle reach. Just enough to feel a stretch all down your side. And also adding the element of more stability for your single leg. Here, as you step back, my ankles are feeling it. 20 more seconds here. As you come up, drive through that front heel. Keep your front toes nice and soft. No clenching the ground with them. 2, 1. From here, grab your kettlebell or not. Body weight's fine as well. Clean it overhead. Up for a windmill. Come on down. Keep your core tight. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can do this with a dumbbell, with a can of chili, with a water bottle. Get creative. Or just use body weight. It's still an excellent core and mobility drill for your hips. Exhale as you come up. Watch that kettlebell the whole time. We've got 8 more seconds on this side. 2, 1. You've got your kettlebell. Switch sides here. Send your hips back into a little mini hinge. Drive through your front heel to come up. And I know it's easier said than done, but try to relax your jaw, whether or not you have a weight in your hand. So your shoulders are working, but they're relaxed. You shouldn't have a death grip on anything. About 10 more seconds here, and we'll move on. 2, 1. Nice. Come on down. Right into a Turkish get up, side 1. I will explain how to do these in further detail in other videos if you don't know for sure. But for now, follow my lead as best you can. So we're sticking to one side for this full minute. All the way down, right back into it. I think I'm gonna get about 2 per side here. And take a rest in between, real quick for those, and then we will switch sides. So take these at your own pace. You can definitely do this without a kettlebell. So you would just keep your arm extended with your Nalgene, with whatever. But this is a pretty complex movement, so do not jump into this with a 50-pound weight. First thing, please. And let's bring it down. Nice job. Shake that out. Catch your breath. Definitely not referring to myself. And we'll be back on our feet in a second here. So, left foot plants, get your bell, get whatever, and we're doing a pass. So start small, keep the movement pretty conservative. Squeeze your core, drive that left heel into the ground. And keep that back heel still pressing into the back wall. Visualize you're pushing away. Woo! Shake it out if you need to. We've still got 15 more seconds. This is our, well, I was going to say our last bit of stability. That's not quite true, but we're getting close. My feet are tiring out. Okay, switch sides. Other leg extends backwards. One side will definitely feel easier than the other, even if it's just subtle. But just pay attention to what your toes are doing, to what the arch of your foot is doing. You might see it kind of collapsing or shaking. Your toes are probably clenching the ground again, but just try to keep them fairly relaxed, even if it's 10% more. I tire out at 40 seconds. Keep it going. Nice job, almost there. And come on up. Put your kettlebell down if you're using one. Shake that out. And we're going right into skaters. So hopping side to side. You can add that touch if you want. You can stay up tall. If you're on a slidey floor, be mindful. But as you hop to one side, try to stabilize. Think about 1 to 2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can make it more dynamic by adding that quick hop in between. Keep breathing. 10 more seconds. 2 and 1. Nice job, you guys. Grab some water, catch your breath, and we'll just go into a quick little finishing stretch here and you'll be on your way. So let's come into a wide stance. Hands on the ground, right hand behind your head, open up to the side, and close your elbows. Nice. Switch. Again, try to follow your elbow with your eyes here as you open up. Keep your toes soft. And slowly roll yourself up. I hope you enjoyed that. Just a little quick, sweaty mobility. It's a little more than a stretch. I'm pretty out of breath. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks.